For today's video, we're going to be working on the Hardbody yet again. It will not start for me. So I've had it for a couple months now. Started up first time, every time, no issues. Well, hopped in one day, tried to start it, nothing. I got headlights, full power. However, when I try and start it, I get a single click. Just one click. So that's a little suspicious. Let's go check the battery, see how we're doing. So I was kind of hoping that the jump start would do the trick. However, that's not going to work for us. So I'm suspicious now. We're going to turn on the voltmeter, see what we can do, see what the battery is telling us. That's a 12.53 in case you can't see it on the camera. One more time. $12.54. So that's exactly what we'd want to see from our battery. That tells me that power is not the issue and it's something downstream from the battery. Since I was here, I went ahead and replaced the terminal connectors. So we started at the battery, checked it, reading good. So I'm going to assume that the battery is okay. So moving downstream, connectors seem to be doing fine, so no worries there. There's only one thing left between the battery, connectors, and moving into the starter. That is the relay that kicks the starter on and off. Now this relay acts, it's more like a power switch. You have full power or no power. There is no in between. So I don't know if you can hear on camera, but when I try and start it, you can hear just a single click. So that tells me that when I'm trying to start it, something somewhere is acknowledging that it's getting power and there's movement. Something is trying to engage and it's disengaging. I'm hoping it's that guide rod on the starter extending and then coming back. It's not doing its job. But if I turned the key and it was dead silent, then I would be very suspicious of the relay. It might not be sending power to the starter. However, since I am getting feedback, we are getting a little bit of movement. That tells me that power is getting through, and it's probably not the relay, and it's likely the starter itself. To get started, we took the front passenger wheel off just to have a little more room in here. We also disconnected the battery because I don't feel like getting shocked today. So the starter is tucked back in here. See, I gotta get the angle just right. So if you can see, there's two bolts. This top bolt right here, you can see that's gonna be the tricky one. It's on the far side. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to get to. And then there is the lower bolt down here. Here's a better angle of that bottom bolt from underneath. 14 mil socket. This top bolt is quite a bit more difficult to get out. I had to go out and buy this super long extension from Harbor Freight. But with a little bit of tomfoolery, we were able to get this to work. Let me show you what's going on here. We've got a 14 mil on a swivel socket with this 16-inch extender, and we're able to sneak it in there just enough to get that out of there. When you get the starter unbolted, flip it around a little bit so you can expose the side with all the connectors on it. There's two things you're gonna have to do. The first one is get your 12 mil and unbolt the connection to the battery. So get your socket on that one. The second thing is there is a clip here in the housing. So unscrew this 12 mil Connect it to your battery and undo this clip. From there, it will be free to shimmy on out of here. Here is the old starter that we pulled out of the truck. You can see a little bit of tomfoolery going on here. Looks like I'm not the first person to mess with this. It's like we got a little bit of a wiring job, and that is just barely hanging on. I mean, yep, there. Yeah, that's cute. So I don't love that. Here's the new starter from A Premium. A little bit better connection there. To install the new starter, we're going to do the same steps in reverse. That's a bit tricky, but got everything bolted up, and this is it. This is the moment of truth. We're going to see if it starts up for us. So here goes nothing. Turns out the starter did not solve my problem. The truck did fire up. I drove it for another day, but it continued to have the same issue. I decided to replace this starter relay, and it worked. All my problems are solved. Guys, if you're hesitant about replacing your starter, if you're unsure, go ahead, spend the 20 bucks, replace this guy. It may or may not work. However, it's better than buying the starter and going through all that labor for nothing. So I will post the relay that I used in the description. But guys, take my advice, save yourself some time and money. Don't forget about this relay. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.